Briefly explain how to use a food diary to try and improve the way that you eat. It's a really simple way of seeing what your current eating habits are like, and it's just easy, written down tool rather than using an app and counting calories. It's something that you can use to identify areas which can quickly be changed to improve the way that you eat. So a bit like Blue Peter, I've got a food diary written down already, but if I hold it this way you won't be able to actually read the writing properly, which I didn't realise when I first wrote it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around, if I can. Yep, turn the camera around. We're almost there. Done. There we go. So here is the food diary. So it's nothing fancy, as you can see, and for this one I've only done 3 days just so that you can see it quite easily written. But generally I'd usually use at least 5 to 7 days, including some weekend days, to get a full picture of what the week's like. So as you can see here, we've got things that you can probably see straight away that someone might want to change. So if you look at the snacks, you can see a cup of tea with 6 biscuits, which is probably a bit of an exaggeration, but it's just highlighting an area that you might want to pick. And then we've got something like your takeaway pizza there, which is obviously not ideal on a Wednesday evening. So once you've got all this stuff written down, it's easy to kind of take a look at the week as an overview, and then rather than trying to change everything at once, if you just pick, say, 1 or 2 things to improve for the following week, then you can, over time, you can gradually improve your diet as a whole. So for this imaginary person here, rather than having a cup of tea with 6 biscuits, they might want to aim for 2 biscuits, or ideally no biscuits, but obviously rather than cutting everything out straight away, you could aim for 2 biscuits rather than 6 biscuits. So that would be if you were aiming to cut down what you were eating. But another example, if you were aiming to get more protein in your diet, for example, as you can see in the breakfasts, on 2 of the 3 days they've had just a bowl of cereal, which isn't very high in protein, and then on the Wednesday they've not had anything. So that's a whole meal and a good few hours where they've not got any protein into the diet, and it's a big opportunity that they're missing to get protein into the diet. So the target for the following week could be to aim to get at least 1 or 2 days per week with a meal that has more protein in. So something like eggs on toast or something simple like that, nothing ridiculous. So I'll turn the camera back around so you can see me again. Yeah, so as you can see, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You don't have to straight away start counting your calories and tracking the amount of calories that you're having each day and being really specific. You can just get an overview of what foods you've eaten written down on a piece of paper or on a whiteboard like I've got here. Highlight 1 or 2 things that you're going to change for the following week. Do the food diary again that week. If you've changed it, if it looks a little bit better, then you can pick something else to add on, and then just gradually you'll find that the way you're eating is improving without having to make huge changes to your diet and being really, really strict with calorie counting and stuff like that. Live done. Thanks for joining.